and send it to wherever I would appreciate it. Okay. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Well, not really, but I mean, I've been trying to get this studio thing going. It's been a nightmare. But I figure once everything is installed and working properly and you get all the hums out and the bugs and the pops and the hisses, everything's going to be all right. So anyway, I was disappointed to hear that Facebook they don't want you streaming any kind of copyrighted material. They don't care if you have a license to do that or not, which I do. But see, because if you stream copyrighted music, and it's like stealing it. If you get busted, it's not a pleasant process. And they even go after the little people that like to download music illegally or play music illegally. See, what Facebook thinks is that if I play a hit record on my show, somebody's going to copy it. And I'm thinking to myself, really? But since I'm a news broadcasting company, I think there might be a way that we can get around that rule. Because I'm not playing music for just that's all I'm playing. I'm just playing it every now and then because it's part of my show. And all the intros that I have to my show, all the feeds that I have to my show are rock and roll music up to the time they start singing. So I'm just playing the intros. But if the bots pick up the intros, they'll send me a message, and then if two or three of those, and they just take you down. And I certainly don't want that to happen. And I know you don't want that to happen. Because even though I can stream off on all these different stream providers, platforms, the most important one to me by far is Facebook. Not YouTube, not Twitter, not Periscope, none of those other ones. There's like 20 of them. And, we are set up. We have the technology and the equipment. Excuse me there. We have the technology and the equipment here to stream on all of those platforms. Of course, we have to pay somebody to do it. If you're going to do that many, but from here I can do about 4 to 10 easily without taking up all the broadband. That's the whole key. So you can only stream to so many as long as you have the broadband. And I think I have the broadband, I know, for 4, 5, 6, but not for 20. But I don't think I need to do that on 20. I think I just need to stream on Facebook primarily. Okay, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So I would like to know this morning, how many of let's see if it's already 3 minutes after. Okay, how many of you are listening to Facebook? Just say I'm listening to Facebook. Send me a message on the comment section of this post. Tell me how you're getting the stream. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, because we're streaming on all 3 of those, or Periscope. All 4 of those, I should say. So today is just going to be, let's see, good morning, me, Norma. So what are you streaming on, Norma? You are live on Facebook, I know that. Also Twitter, Periscope, YouTube, Apple app, and Android. Good morning. It's me. Okay. Good morning on Facebook. Okay. I see. There's a note. Patricia's on Facebook. Marie's on Facebook. Who else is on Facebook? Another Facebook. You see where that's going, Aaron? I know you can see the comments. Facebook, Facebook, Facebook. So I would say 90% of people that listen to this program, or any program for that matter, really? Facebook, right? The number one by, it's not even a close contest. I mean, Facebook has the 90% of the market, I think. And well, let's see, Albert. What are you listening to, Albert? Facebook, Twitter. You must have just got on. So which one are you listening to, Albert? That's what I want to know. So we're kind of testing this thing out. So it's my stream from the studio to Facebook, right? And then all the others are being provided by an outside source that are being picked up as an ambient source. Okay. That's great. I'm trying to figure all this stuff out, too, and I don't want to get you like, is this what we're going to talk about today, Jay? Is this kind of crap? Because if this is what we're going to talk about, your technical BS over at your studio, well, then I got other things to do. I get it. But remember, I have an excuse. And I've been saying this, but and I've been coming here every morning at the same time, waking up at 4:30 in the morning, getting up and doing getting ready to go to work, taking a shower, eating a little breakfast maybe, getting my coffee for sure, and then coming over here and doing a live broadcast from 7 to 9. I've been doing that for the last 2 months now, haven't I? Yes, but I've been saying, and I have not been taking any sponsors or any money from anybody. I've been trying to catch up on what's going on here in Laredo, which is, after being gone for 2.5 years, it takes a little bit of time, right? I think I got all that down, or most of it. But every day something new comes up. There's never a dull moment around here. You know that? You ever notice that? Somebody's always screwing up. So anyway, my excuse is that I don't officially start till December the 1st. So I can be the biggest screw off, and I can do whatever I want to. If I want to walk away from this microphone right now and go get me a cup of coffee, I know there'll be a lot of people that tune out, and that's fine. I get it. But I'm trying to get the studio up and running the way it should be, and by golly, if I have to test it on... And I need an audience to test it, don't I? I mean, if I tried to test it at 3 o'clock in the morning, I wouldn't have you guys out there to help me out. So I ask you, the next question I have is how, and then I'll get off of this in about 5 minutes. How is the quality of the signal is what I want to know now. So you're listening to Facebook. You say, I'm listening to Facebook, and the quality is okay, good. It's overmodulated. It's the signal's not as dirty or whatever. Just describe it in your own words, and I'll pick it up that way. How's that? So how many people have we reached this morning so far? 1, 2, 3, 4? Only 4? Yesterday, of course, people are just waking up. Yesterday we had 1,679. And this morning we have 4. I'm sure there's more than that. Oh, I know what the problem is. See, I'm not getting I'm just getting Facebook. I'm not getting YouTube or Twitter or Periscope, just Facebook. So everybody's listening to Facebook, Aaron, as you can see. Facebook. There we go. Well, I'm going to tell you something right now. This is going to be a really exciting show. I mean, I don't know if you've seen pictures of this studio, which I should post, right? I will post them on Laredo Citizens for Good Government when I get off the air today. I will update you on the latest pictures of the South Texas Radio Network studio. And I think that you will be impressed. So we put a lot of effort in, or I put a lot of effort, and there's others too, but I put the most effort in. Of course you did, Jay. Pat yourself on the back, you idiot. But I want you to know that when you see these pictures, you'll know that this guy's for real. We're going to put on a great show every morning, And unlike what I'm unlike now, I'm not doing a whole lot of show prep, so that's why I'm kind of reaching out there. But I'm a good ad-libber. I've been bullshitting all my life, so I can sit here and just blah, 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 bloviate whatever I want. Just give me the facts, though. That's the key. You know, anybody can talk, but you got to know what you're talking about. And I'm your man. I am definitely your man. So, oh boy, let's see what I got. Hold on. Oh, and we have our hybrid phone system in, by the way, which is our number here is 441-1040. Area code 956. We go all over the world, all over the country, and there's a lot of folks that listen to this program from all different states here in these here United States. And I even got one person that was listening from London last week. So that was kind of cool. Because every other media in this town, they break off at the county line, okay? I mean, they don't, their signal drops off and hits the dirt at the county line. Doesn't go any further. But our signal goes everywhere. And, you know, you can stream a radio station like Big Buck. What's the name of that? Big Buck? 98.1, I think. The Geta Communications Center. They have a country station, which I think is the number one radio station in Laredo, as far as Arbitron is concerned. And like a lot of other radio stations, they stream live through the internet, which is great. But we're the only public access radio program that is designed specifically for the people, for the citizens of our great city to vet, basically. You can't vet anywhere else in this town on any other media. You can't do it on the paper. I mean, how many times have you heard somebody sending in an editorial to the Laredo Morning Times, a citizen's viewpoint? So a lot of people write letters, but a lot of them don't get published because if they pick and choose whatever they want. So they pick one letter, maybe a day or whatever, and it's got to be nice about. It's got to. All the letters have to be. Every now and then you'll get one that's controversial, but most of them are nice. And the people that are really mad, they don't get published. The ones that are telling the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, they don't get published. Laredo Morning, that's Bill Green. And then you have the KGNS and you have Univision. Univision now, they somewhat are more out there with the good news, stories. They don't mind getting they don't mind getting in the ring a little bit, if you will. But KGNS is totally go along and get along. And and this program, but the point is, you can't walk into any of those places and say, "Hey, I got something to say," and they'll just say, "Well, too bad." Go over there to that Laredo Citizens for Good Government internet program podcast and complain over there. So, as you well know, I've been on terrestrial radio for a long time, broadcasting through Mexican radio stations. Leasing airtime, which is very expensive. And so now I'm thinking, well, it's time to try to do this thing on the internet because it's time. 3 years ago I would have said, no, it won't work. But now I'm saying this will work because everybody is tuned into social media and everybody is tuned into internet radio now. I mean, it's developed, the technology has developed to this point, and now what the car manufacturers are doing is they're actually installing internet cards into radios that they're putting into new vehicles. The pricier ones, right now, but pretty soon, maybe in the next probably in the next 3 to 5 years, I would say they will all be that way. And if you don't, and most cars anyway have, you have Bluetooth or you have an MP3 socket where you can plug me into, right? Through your smartphone, or you can hear me through the Bluetooth in your car. Most cars have that now. I mean, if you're still driving a car that doesn't have any of that, you might want to consider trading in and getting with the times, for Christ's sakes. I know there's a lot of people that can't afford these new cars. And I know there's a lot of people that drive these new cars that can't afford them either. You wouldn't be one of those, would you? How much does a 55,000? You know, that brings to mind. How much does it? I saw these trucks the other day on the truck lot over the Chevrolet dealership. And Aunt Sarah went when I had my car over there being repaired, so I walked around. And these trucks are like $55,000. The ones that are all fixed up Chevrolet trucks, $60,000. So how much is that payment? That payment got to be at least $700, right? I don't know. I can't. I wouldn't even inquire about payments on something like that because that's just way out of my league. But they're all over the place here in North Laredo. I mean, you got these big Tahoes, and Suburbans, and Land Rovers, ton of Land Rovers. You got Mercedes in this town. I mean, you got there must be a lot of money in this town on the north side because everybody's driving a new car. So I figured, well, that's my audience, the north side mainly. And so maybe they'll listen to as long as the word gets out. I think as long as the program's good, people will find a way to listen to it. That's what I've always believed, and I still believe it. So getting back to my platform for you, the St. John Radio Productions, or if you will, South Texas Radio Network, is hosting the Laredo Citizens for Good Government under that umbrella. It goes on from 7 to 9, and when the midterms come around, it's probably going to go on for another hour. I said the other day that I'll start doing 3 hours, but man, that's used to when I was on terrestrial radio, I could talk for a little while and play a couple of really cool hits from the 70s, classic hits. But now that I'm streaming, everybody will be screaming about that because it's illegal, even if you have a license. So Facebook doesn't care if you have a license. YouTube, none of those guys care. They just don't want to deal with it, and I don't blame them. If you stream copyrighted material, they will cut you off, plain and simple. There's nothing else to say. So I was going to do 3 hours with them taking my license and going, oh, well, you can do it because you have a license. I mean, I pay royalties to all these people that are on my show, basically. If I play a record from somebody, he gets a royalty. I have a license. I paid dearly for that license. But now Facebook and all the others are saying, so what? We don't care if you have a license or whatever. You're not going to be playing copyrighted material on our stream or we'll cut you off, period, plain and simple. So if I can't do that, then I'll have to probably keep it at 2 hours. I mean, carrying a 3-hour monologue is just crazy. It's just, and you have, we'll have a lot of guests on the show, and if we go over, here's the deal: if we go over, so what? It's our show. I own this thing. I'm not beholden to any radio station like I was before. You're on from 7 to 9, and after that, that's it. I can go over if I want to. So I have that option. So I don't know why I have to have this schedule, and I don't. Maybe we'll work it out that way. So we're still kind of kicking out the bugs, and, I've contacted Facebook, and I don't think they're going to let me do what I want to do. That's the whole thing. You try to be legal and you try to obey the rules, and you still get kicked around. I mean, it's a never constant ass kicking around. Now, I'm sure if there was some big fee involved, they would say, "Oh, okay, you can do that," and I'm sure that's next. So if you have a license and you want to stream copyrighted material, that will be okay with us, but you're going to pay $500 a year. That's how they operate. And Google is the worst. Not only is Google the worst, they're also the most intrusive as far as your private information is concerned. They take everything that you punch into that computer of yours and they sell it. They know all about you, and they sell that information. But they don't tell anybody what they know, or how they know it, or how they do it, or this and that and the other. All these different algorithms and stuff like that. That's like these bots that Facebook has. That's how they tell if you're playing, in case you don't know, that's how they tell if you're playing music that's copyrighted. Algorithms. They have these bots stationed at these streams, and all these computers are working together, and they're going, oh, and they're all putting this information, all this data together, and they're going, oh, that sounds like Leonard Skinner. Ding. They send out a message to your screen. You are playing copyrighted material. Take it down or else. Bum, 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 bum. So, and you can't even play the intros. So I don't know. Try to work around that. Once again, our number is 441-1040. I am Jay St. John, and you are listening to the South Texas Radio Network. Brought to you by, well, we only have one sponsor, and that's the guy that's leasing this studio to me. And I told him I would do that. Other than that, I have not been taking any sponsors, although we do have probably 10 in line at least, which will be starting. Let's see if you can hear this. Be starting on December the 1st. Where is it? There it is. It's going to make this computer noise here. I know it. Go ahead. There you go. I need to, no, I don't. I need to play this guy's North Point's commercial. This is where we're actually stationed at. North Point on Calle del Norte.
Hi. Are you looking for office space but don't want to pay an arm and a leg? Would you rather avoid the time and hassle of setting up utilities? Then visit North Point Office Complex, where you can immediately move into affordable office space with utilities already included. North Point Office Complex is located right in the center of town at 1401 Calle del Norte, Suite 6. It has plenty of different sized offices available and offers the use of amenities such as a break room and a conference room, and has plenty of parking. Visit or call North Point Office Complex at 956-726-4224 for more information. Also ask about their Ambassador Reception Hall, the ideal place for your next event. Call 956-726-4224.
So the owner of this place owns the Ambassador off of Loop 20. I'm gonna stick these memory sticks in the computer. Maybe they're gonna make a noise, I think. All right, hold on. There's one. And there's the other one. So, yeah, all these have my sound bites on them from city council and this and that and the other. So I guess instead of playing a song when I want to take a break, I'll just play an old sound bite from, that's what I do. When the city council meeting's going on, I mean, I'm looking at it through my computer and I'm recording all the stuff. And the next day I just give you the meat and the potatoes on the meeting. Instead of, you can't possibly listen to the whole 3 hours of a city council meeting because, you just can't do it. I mean, how long can you listen to 9 idiots at one time? who don't know what they're talking about, most of them. They don't do their homework. You know, they have a meeting, but nobody shares the information or what's going to be laid out at the meeting. I mean, you find out Friday that so-and-so is going to lay this out or lay that out, but, you know, they talk about it behind closed doors if it benefits them. But once they get into the city council meeting, it's like, whoa, I didn't know that. Well, okay, I'll vote for it. Yes. Everything's always yes, yes, yes. As long as it's spending your money, they vote yes. A lot of people are listening now, I see. So that's what I'm going to be doing when I want to take a break. And I want you to know also what we want to do on this program. We have like all day. When this 2-hour program is not on in the morning, the rest of the day is just playing classic hits, which is fine. It's high definition. It's great audio. You're not going to find this kind of quality anywhere else as far as the audio stream. I made sure of that. Best equipment, best stream providers, best internet service, all of that is right here in this studio. So we have 22 hours of program that we need to fill up. Well, of course, we're not going to fill all that up anytime soon. But I am offering, since this is a public access radio program, or radio station, I am offering anybody in Laredo, and I'm especially interested in the younger generations, to come forth, Tammy U, the junior college, high schools, I don't care. Everybody is welcome here. So if kids want to come here on a field day trip, they can. If kids that are interested in broadcasting want to come here and sit around and learn, they can. If the colleges want to come here and put on their own hourly program, whatever group, fraternity, whoever, communications classes might want to come together and broadcast from here for an hour, do an hour show. What do you think? People like the Environmental Center we have here with Tricia Cortez, she could do like an hour. I'm just giving her as an example. And if you want to talk about, I don't know, whatever you want to talk about. If you want to have a crazy program on Friday night or Saturday night, you know, or you have a date, I don't know if I want to do that. Call, you know, like a, nah, I don't think I want to do that. That could be dangerous. Because there's a lot of crazies out there. Don't forget about that. But we're also going to have, this is what's really cool, and I heard this in Arkansas when I was up in Arkansas, a swap meet. They have a radio program in Lafayette and Rogers, Arkansas, that covers about 1.5 million people, that they do a swap meet on the radio. And it's the #1 program in the morning. That's how, well, they don't have any talk radio hardly over there because nobody will want to go over there and live, you know, that wants to do that, that's into that kind of work. Now, I would. It might be too cold for me. But people actually call in and they want to sell this or want to sell that, and the way they format it and everything, it actually works pretty good. So I recorded about an hour of that, and I'm going to listen to it again, and I'm going to see if that would work here. So we'll try a lot of different things. I'm sure some things will work and some things won't work, but we're going to try. This is, and I want you to understand that this is your radio program. It's not mine. I open up the doors in the morning, but that's not why I am doing this. And I'm not doing this to make money. I'm doing this because I want to leave a legacy that I tried to help somewhere along the line in my lifetime. Because for many, many years, I've been working hard and taking and working, not giving back, and just moving along and just having a good time. And now it's time for me, as I'm older, to settle into this chair and see if I can do some good for the future generations. Not about me anymore. Not about most of you anymore. It's about your kids and your grandchildren. And they don't have a voice, but you do. And you represent those kids and grandchildren. So it's time for you to step up, because these people, these government so-called public servants, they're running all over us, not just locally, everywhere. Look what's going on in Washington. It's a nightmare. We have such political discourse and division, and they're all driving us crazy to the point where we're getting mad at each other. I mean, I never used to care about what you were, a Democrat or a Republican or independent or whatever, but now it's all about what color you wear, what stripes you got on. We should all be able to get along and have an adult conversation about whatever issue pops up. But we got race baiters out there working hard, and I can't believe that these assholes are making money. That's right, I said it. People like Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson. That's what they do for a living. So we have all these left-wing social causes now. Never seen so many of them before in my entire life. Social justice warriors all over the place. Tons of racial stuff. So I'm here in this little bitty dot on planet Earth, Laredo, Texas. Webb County, Texas. It's a little tiny dot if you look at the entire globe, but that's my dot. This is where I am for as long as the good Lord wants me to be here. And I don't know how much longer that is. It might not, I just had this heart surgery. I could kick over tomorrow. I felt a little bit of a pitter-patter last night, a little bit of pains in my chest. I'm going, oh, is this it? But it wasn't, obviously. I can't drink anymore. I can't smoke anymore. So what am I? So now it's almost like I have a calling, right? Look, Jay, you've had a good life, fairly good life. You had responsibility. You made pretty good money being a marketing director in Los Angeles. You made pretty good money. You got to travel all over the country all the time on a corporate credit card. So you got to eat what you want. You got to drink what you want. You always had a company car. You've always had good people working around you to support you, because that's what's really important. If you don't have the correct support staff, you're not going to make it. So you got to have that. And you believe in people, but sometimes they let you down. Sometimes they're not loyal. I'm like Trump when it comes to loyalty. If you're not loyal to me, you forget about it. I'm not here to fit your narrative. I'm not here to. If you want your own radio station, get your own radio station. But I've had people that work for me that think that what they want is what I should provide them, and I'm not going to do that. That's one thing you'll learn about me is I make up my own mind. It might not be right all the time, but I'll live with that. And that's what everybody else should start doing. They stand up on your own 2 feet and complain about whatever you need to complain about, because we're getting run over here big time. Did you hear the story I said yesterday about Jorge Vera, the guy that got caught smoking, or rather snorting cocaine in the sports bar over there off McPherson? So George Algelt, who's now city council person in his district, that he was the city council, I think that's number 5. Well, anyway, so George Algelt and I went out and petitioned him to be recalled, which we got that done. Now you can't do that anymore because they changed the city charter to where it makes it almost impossible to get that many signatures. It used to be 10% of the signatures needed from people that actually voted. Or was it 20%? I don't remember. But that was easy to get. So if you have a District 5 with, say, 15,000 registered voters, I'm just throwing a number out there. It's probably a lot more than that. So you needed 10% of those guys, the ones that voted, the ones that actually voted. Now you need 10% or 20% or whatever it is of all of the people that are registered to vote, which makes it impossible to recall anybody. That's your government sneaking this crap into the ballot, onto the ballot, and making it like the 28th or 29th item out of 30. And they word it in such a way that you think, well, this is good. And most people that fill out those ballots don't have a clue when it comes to issues that they're voting for. They don't really. A lot of people don't even read that stuff. They just go, yeah, 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 yeah. And that's why I'm so proud of Laredoans for reading the ballot this time around on this jail. 72% of you said no. I was going, wow. That's never happened before. That kind of margin. And many of you made it a special attempt to go vote. That was the most brazen, in-your-face campaign for that jail that I have ever seen in my life. No explanation, no public hearings, just this is what you're going to do, and you're going to do it. And it didn't work. Because that's the way it's been before. And I'm just so proud of everybody out there for doing that. So anyway, George Algelt, he's now the city councilman for that particular district. Like he had a motive in helping me, or me helping him, whichever it was. Well, I wrote the petition. You'd think he would have wrote it because he's the lawyer, right? No, I wrote it. So I wrote the petition. We went out and got it all signed up, and he got recalled. But here's the point. And nobody knows about this but me. I know about it. But I did talk about it yesterday a little bit. He's now a subcontractor in the road repairing business. And he guess where he was repairing roads, or is repairing roads, or was repairing roads? In Alex Perez's district. Does that ring a bell? Ding, 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 ding. Did anything go off in your head with that? Fact. So I ask you, ladies and gentlemen, at a $775 million a year budget, City of Laredo, part of our responsibility, or their responsibility, as public servants is to make sure that our city roads are in good shape, which they're not. So we have to hire subcontractors now. We have our own maintenance department for just that purpose, to go out and fill in potholes and repair roads every day. I have been here for 3.5 months. I have not seen one utility truck from the city of Laredo or a crew of men on that utility truck going out and repairing potholes. Not one. since I've been here. Not one. So, but we have ex-city councilmen that call themselves subcontractors now doing that kind of work. No telling how much money is being shelled out for that, and certainly how much money is being shelled out to the person that said, well, in the district that said, well, okay, we'll let you do that. How much is it? What's in it for me, though? Discretionary spending. I can spend it any way I want to, but what's in it for me? If I give you the job and I pay you $1,000, are you going to give me $200 back? Is that how the conversation goes? I think so. In most cases, not all cases. But it's always like, what's in it for me? And in your face. Some of this legislation they do is like illegal. That's why the FBI comes down and goes, well, what's going on? And even our $272,000 city manager was on the FBI list. Now, I don't know anything about it, whatever came of that. Nothing seems to have come from it yet. I mean, that was like 5 months ago. What happened? They came down here, made a scene, and no arrests so far, right? Well, the FBI seems to want to take their time, and they do it all. That's how they operate, and we'll see what happens. But I just can't imagine them coming down here, picking out computers and asking a bunch of questions and not coming up with any indictments. But as soon as you let your guard down and as soon as you relax and think, well, they're not coming back, here they come. Surprise, surprise, surprise. James, how are you this morning?
Very well, thank you. Excuse me.
You sound very well.
Well, I just had a little phlegm. I'm sorry.
A little phlegm. You know.
Are you feeling better than yesterday?
Why?
Well, you said you weren't feeling very good yesterday.
Well, I slept. I have been working really hard, and I'm getting really kind of old. So I get tired really easy. And then I have to listen to a bunch of other people that want to tell me how the cow ate the cabbage and all this other bullshit. I'm constantly sucking in bullshit, and I'm getting to the point where I just don't like it. It's just wearing me out. I mean, I just want everybody to do the right thing. And I don't want to answer a bunch of stupid questions from people that I've been talking to here lately. Or maybe I'm just getting mean and old.
Curmudgeonly.
Maybe I just. Why are you asking me such a stupid ass question?
Well,
now I would never do that to you out there, of course. Even though I might want to every now and then. But no, you can't do that. You can't be mean to people. See, my brother is a very, very nice person. Everybody likes him.
I'm used to your meanness.
Yeah. So. But my meanness is loving meanness.
Yes, it is. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, loving meanness. I don't like to coddle and all this other kind of stuff. I'm tough love. I'm a tough love kind of guy. I don't have anything against anybody personally that's in office or anything like that. But man, I don't mind calling you out.
That's your job.
I don't mind calling you out at all.
That's your job.
Like, I think this is just so crooked that you have an ex-city councilman now in the asphalt road repair business repairing city roads when we have our own department, our own maintenance department, specifically for that reason. But yet we can still hire subcontractors, ex-city councilmen who now are in the asphalt road repairing business to do road repair. But did you know about that? You didn't know about that, did you? But I tell you, I have people that can't wait to call me and tell me stories all the time, and that's a good thing. But don't mention my name.
Right.
Don't mention my name, Jay, but...
They're anonymous.
Yeah, well, everybody wants to be anonymous, and you don't have to be afraid of these guys. They're all... Believe me, 80% of them are just a bunch of wussies. They might want to. They might, you might think they're going to cut your water off if you complain, or you're going to lose your job. If any of that stuff ever happens, and you come to me, and you tell me, and I believe that the reason is you voiced your opinion on this program or wherever, and you were fired because of that, because you did that, you just come to me. That's the kind of stuff I really, really like. That's the kind of stuff I really like. And let me tell you something about these people that are running the place over here. They don't want any part of me. They fear me. Believe me. When I walk into a room where there's a bunch of politicians, you could hear a pin drop. I walk into city council, they all go, oh, 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 oh. Oh, they know I'm there. So, anytime you want to voice your opinion and you get in trouble for that, you let me know. You let me know. I can't guarantee you that any results from me bitching, but there will be plenty of that.
Well, I'm sure there's an attorney out there that'd like to hear that story.
Yeah. And maybe we could get some pro bono attorneys working over here.
Sure. Publicity, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
That's his payment.
So this is a watchdog organization. It's your program. You can walk in here anytime you want to. I don't care. And you can sit right here in front of a microphone and say, Jay, I got a problem. I said, go for it, baby. Tell us. And tell it like it is. And if you want to get mad and you want to cry, you go ahead. But I'm here for you. That's my point. I think I made my point. And nobody else is willing to do that for you. I can tell you that right now. So we either and there, how many watchdog organizations throughout the country actually have someone who can put a radio program together and make it a community watchdog, make it part of that community watchdog organizations? Very few. And that is so important that you have a microphone to talk through. And you're talented like me enough to be able to hold it and put it together. And yes, you are very fortunate to have me, Jay St. John, right here in Laredo, Texas. What do you think about that, brother?
They are a lucky lot, my friend.
A lucky lot. I'm not patting myself on the back or anything like that, but well, I do consider myself somewhat entertaining. I've always had a large audience.
And you have the gift of gab.
And I have the gift of gab and the intelligence to go with it. Of course, I'm losing that day by day. I'm not being able to remember anything, but neither...
Well, you can't remember how smart you are.
I tell you, man, you're losing your mind, too. You're losing your memory. And when we went up to Arkansas, my sister's really losing it.
Maybe it runs in the family.
Yeah. Our short-term memory, yeah. No, I'm still pretty good at long-term memory, but...
Sure, I can remember what I had for breakfast in 1977. But...
Not yesterday.
Not yesterday.
That's funny. All right, and local news. By the way, we are streaming live for the first time on Facebook right from the studio.
Fantastical.
We're not outsourcing this morning, although we're still outsourcing for Facebook. YouTube and Twitter and Periscope. Yeah. But we are actually using our own equipment, our own software program to broadcast from here to Facebook, as well as streaming on our main server all over for your Android and Apple app, I should say. Again, I get all we're streaming in so many different places, I can't remember them all.
So many streams.
And don't forget about our wonderful player that we have on our website, www.stjohnradio.com. If you want to just flip open your laptop and listen to the show that way.
Anytime you want.
Or on your desktop. Or if you can go to work and listen to it, that would be great too. And the thing about it is, if you listen to it on Facebook, and just remember, it's always there.
At your beck and call.
At your beck and call. I mean, if you don't have time to listen to it in the morning because you're dealing with the kids and you got to get them to school and all this stuff, and you just don't, and they're yelling and screaming like I know they are, then you can come home after you do that, house moms, and you can say, I think I'm going to have a nice cup of coffee, and I'm going to listen to that old curmudgeon Jay St. John, and see what he's got to say this morning about what's going
What's
on.
he bitching about today?
What's going on in our fair city, and see what's going on. See what he has discovered. Every day I discovered something new. Like I said, people can't wait to call me and tell me what the hell is going on. And I don't see that much going on in Laredo today. Loop 20 overpass open to the public finally. The Loop 20 spur at 400 Clark Boulevard. Clark and Loop 20. So that overpass is open now.
Okay, finally.
You remember where we were over there by the driver's license?
You could go through.
Yeah, that's right.
But you couldn't go back.
So the southbound lanes at the Bob Bullock Loop Clark at that intersection is set to open on Friday.
Well, that's nice to know next time I go to my doctor. That's the route that I have to take.
So and it clogged up people trying to get to the Department of the transportation, where you get your driver's license. What do they call that?
DPS?
Yeah, that's it. Some guy died yesterday morning when his vehicle he was driving crashed into a building in central Laredo.
Was he texting or drunk?
I don't know, man, but it was at the 2700 block of East Saunders at about 8:25 in the morning. The driver's name is Miguel Vasquez Maldonado. He was taken to Laredo Medical Center where he later died. He was only 48 years old, according to the Laredo Police Department, and he had a truck like mine.
Yeah.
He had a 2000 Ford. That's what I'm driving, a 2000 Ford pickup, ladies.
Yes, you are. It's Betsy.
Betsy.
Well, studies have shown by insurance companies that if you're texting while driving, you might as well be high. No difference.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. I don't know if this guy was texting. He might have been.
He may have been.
Or either that or he was drunk. How did he run into a building?
Very carefully.
No, very recklessly.
Yeah,
not carefully. So either was he texting or what was he drunk? At 8:30 in the morning? He couldn't be drunk. If he was drunk at 8:30 in the morning, that means he was real drunk.
From the night before. Remnants. Remnants from the night.
He was having but it doesn't say anything like that here. We shouldn't be even...
You don't even speculate on that.
Yeah,
we don't know the facts.
That's not right. But, you got to think about it. How do you crash into a building and it's daylight in the morning?
Did he fall?
Oh, he had a
wind. He might have
wind...
fallen asleep.
Yeah, he might... Well, I've done that, remember?
Well, you didn't hit anything, though.
Yeah, but still...
I saved us.
You did. Well, they're conducting an investigation, and you'll never hear from them again.
Can I say something on a lighter note? Our friend George Strait back in San Antonio.
Well, doing what?
He's selling his 8,000 square foot casa for, they don't mention why, but he wants $4 million for it.
The one in San Antonio?
Yeah. George Strait.
Well, maybe he's down
he wants
here.
To upgrade, maybe.
No, maybe he likes his ranch down here.
In Uvalde, yeah.
Not Uvalde, down here.
Okay, well, he's from Uvalde.
Oh, he's from Uvalde, but his ranch is here.
Maybe he wants to, make that big construction issue down here and offer a lot of jobs, create jobs. Who knows? I just thought I'd mention that.
Well, he wants to sell his house in San Antonio, and that's fine. He's an old curmudgeon like me. We were born on the same year, 1952. We were, of course, he made it a little bit better than I did.
You think?
Yeah, obviously. But
Amarillo by morning.
He has a ranch right there at the county line, Webb County, and
I knew he had a ranch in the vicinity. I didn't know exactly where it was.
Yeah. Well, I've told you that as we were driving down here one day, but obviously you've forgotten.
Well, there's a lot of ranches down there. Garcia Ranch, Linedecker Ranch. There's all kinds of ranches.
Garcia Ranch. You just threw that one out, too,
No,
didn't you?
it's that one with a huge You can't miss it.
Oh, he's got
it's
a
on the
huge
it's on the southbound side. It's a
rate.
huge entrance. You can't miss it. You have to be Stevie Wonder to miss it.
Well, that was cold.
Well, I like to use him as a reference.
For somebody that likes to, to be nice, you're not being very nice.
I always use Stevie Wonder
and you're
as a
not
reference.
being very factual with your information.
No, it's a fact.
No,
that
the fact is that Stevie Wonder's blind. That's the only.
And there's a fact that there's a Garcia Ranch.
Okay, of course there is. There's probably about 25 million
Not the
Garcia
one
ranches in South Texas.
But not the one with the huge facade.
Okay, well, I've never seen that.
I'll show you next time we go to San
Okay,
Antonio.
well, at least you pay attention to who's got a ranch when I'm driving,
Right.
because I'm the one that's always driving.
No, that's not my fault.
Okay, so now when I tell you there is a ranch that George Strait has down here, you go off into something like, where did you say he had a ranch?
I'm just saying he was born in Uvalde.
Uvalde?
Yes. I did not know that he had a ranch, or you told me once that he did have a ranch in the vicinity.
Yes. Well, he's selling his house in San Antonio.
For $4 million. 8,000 square feet of very livable space.
Is that over there by where Tony Parker lives?
Exactly. Tony Parker and
What's the name of that?
Dominion.
Dominion, yeah.
Yeah.
Where all the rich. That's where all the rich people live.
That's where all the basketball players live.
Yeah, where the
$4 million. That's where David Robinson used to live. Square feet of very. He now has a
over there by
huge
where Tony Parker lives.
super condo on Broadway on one of those high rises on Broadway.
Oh yeah, I know where that is.
Exactly where Earl Abels used to be.
Yeah, I know where
Broadway
that is.
and Hildebrand.
Yeah, where Aunt Ruthie lives, close to.
Exactly.
She lives in the.
University of the Incarnate Word.
Incarnate Word. We have an aunt that is in the nursing home in Incarnate Word.
Assisted
her
living.
last name
Assisted living.
Assisted living. Yeah, she's still she's still moving around pretty good. And she's her last name is Davila. See?
Yes.
Now
that's my side of the family.
Yeah. Oh, you had to say that.
Well, you were going to say it, weren't you?
I was going to say, see, I am
Weren't you?
I was going to say, hey, I am part Hispanic.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Now you are.
Yes, I am. 25%.
Like 25%.
And proud of it.
And proud of it. And damn proud of it. I should have been. But I'm not.
Why do you say you should have been?
Well, because I love the culture. I love the food.
Well, I think it's rubbed off on you enough that you can count yourself for at least 10 or 25%.
Yeah. And
you've been rubbing elbows with Hispanics all your life.
And I've been down here with 98% Hispanic community for God knows how long. I was born and raised in San Antonio. I mean,
yeah.
What other life would you want? I mean, the food is the best.
Absolutely. Yes, it is.
The food is the best. And the Hispanic people have such a lively heart, a light heart, and they like to have fun. And they're very family-oriented.
Yes, they are.
And I don't know why anybody would want to be. I wouldn't want to be around. I tried being around while I was in Los Angeles.
Okay, come on now.
What? I just can't be around white people. They give me the jeebies.
I thought you were going to say something else.
What? I thought
you were going to say something like Asians or black folks.
I can't be around them either. I don't mind being honest about it. When I was in Memphis, I was walking in circles, man. I was walking in circles.
Memphis.
I said, "Is there any white people here at all?"
We did encounter a few at the steakhouse and the doorman at the.
They must have a neighborhood. I was saying there must be a neighborhood in Memphis, Tennessee that has.
Remember that big, tall brick house doorman they had at the Central Pig?
Oh,
right
yeah.
across the street where we had the ribs that make each
yeah,
quiver.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they did.
But, I went to the Elvis Mansion, and I'm going like, I was put on I went there, I bought my ticket from a black lady. What's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. I'm just making a pure observation. Call me racist if you want, but that I'm not. So I bought a ticket from a black lady, and they're real nice people. One of the things about the black people in Memphis, they're all real nice. And then I got on the bus. A black person put me on the bus, and then when I got off the bus, a black person put me in the building,
and they took you on the tour.
And then everywhere you go, it's. Well, I was going, is there any white people? I asked a black lady that. Is there any white people around here at all? She goes, just you. It's just funny.
Just you, cracker.
Just you. I said, oh, my God. Where can I get some good fried chicken? And she told me.
Oh, yeah.
And we went.
Yes, we did. We went out of our way.
We went downtown to get fried chicken. All right, let's see here. And I don't have a problem with Asians either, because I have a very good friend, that's Dr. Lou Skelton, who's an Asian, and she's a very dear friend of mine. I'm googling George Strait because I don't believe you.
He's from Uvalde.
No, I don't believe that.
Go ahead.
Look
it up.
No, you're wrong, and I'm going to show you that you're wrong. See, I don't like misinformation on my program. If there's going to be any misinformation, it's going to be done by me. And I don't like misinformation. Born in 1952. He is known as the King of Country. Where was he born? I love this guy, George Strait. Anyway.
Okay. It says Poteet.
Yeah, that's where he's born. I knew it was.
I am mistaken, and I apologize.
Yeah, well, see, no, you're not. It's not that you're mistaken. It's just that you don't take the time to look. And believe me,
I heard he was from Uvalde.
You heard? Well, you can't just go by that.
Evidently.
You can't go by what you heard. Turd.
Yeah,
but
he's
I knew
from Strawberry Country.
I know that's right. But I knew it, and he has a ranch right outside of Webb County line, off of 35, and I don't know where it is, but I saw a TV special on his ranch one time. He very rarely lets people know his whereabouts. Well, he likes his privacy.
He's a very private person.
He grew up nearby Pearsall in Frio County, by the way, where his father was a junior high school math teacher. And he had a 2,000-acre cattle ranch outside of Big Wells, Texas. You know where that is?
Big Wells?
Yeah, I'm reading all this from Wikipedia.
Well, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, and he's like the best it ever was when it comes to country music. He's got more hits than Jesus. He's got over 50 number one hits. That's insane. Anyway, so he's selling his house in San Antonio?
And he was married on my birthday in 1971 to Norma Gail Voss.
And he lost his 14-year-old teenager.
Yes, he did. He suffered a big tragedy.
Yes, on a rollover accident.
Yes, he did.
I think she was 14 years old.
I know not.
Okay.
But anyhow.
Are we done with George?
Yeah, I think we're done with George.
Now that we corrected you?
Thank you.
So, I keep trying to emphasize to you, and I know we speak off the cuff sometimes, and as long as you're doing stuff in a satirical way, it doesn't have to be the truth, but if you're going to talk about an individual, and even if you miss his birthday, or where he was born, it really doesn't matter. I just wanted to show you and make a point to you that there's a lot of people or fans out there of George Strait's, and we have to maintain a certain amount of credibility to this program. So if you give out misinformation, people are no longer going to think you're credible, and you're going to lose your audience. I can tell you that.
Okay.
So if you don't know, we'll say, or even if you would have said, I heard that he was born in Uvalde, I'm not sure. I never looked up that, but I heard he was. That would have been acceptable to me, but you're Radio 101, man. I'm way up there.
Well, it's like
I have a lot more experience than you do.
It's like your use of the word most.
Yeah, well, that's right. And words are important.
Right.
Like when I say that, I can't say that the city council people here in Laredo are all a bunch of assholes. I have to say Most of them are assholes. That way, the one that's driving down the street listening to the radio program, he'll go, "Oh, he said most, so he must not be talking about me." That's how people think.
I understand that.
Most, very important word. Even though I might mean all, but but they're not all. That's the thing. There are some good ones, and I want you to, even if you know you're bad when you're bad, you know you're bad. You know you're a crook. You know you steal. You know you lie. You know that. Well, so when I say most, and that would include you because you know that you're part of that most. Most are crooked. Most are what's in it for me. And the hell with you. Just push that button every 4 years for me, and then you won't hear from me again. And I'll tell you how you know you have a good city councilman or not. This is a very easy test. Call them. Go to the city of Laredo, and they put their phone number in there. Most of them put their cell number in there. Call them and see if they answer. Call Charlie San Miguel and see if he answers his phone.
Or returns your call.
Oh, if you leave him a message and say, "Hey, Charlie, I want to give you $500," he'll return your call. If you say, "Hey, Charlie, I got a problem," he'll probably not.
Silence.
No, I mean, just call your city councilman and see if they return your call. And then if they do, say state your complaint and see if they do anything about it.
Mm.
So I'm not saying all of them won't call you back. There's plenty that will, but most will not.
Or many.
Most will not. All right, we got 8:06. We can't be playing copyrighted. I tried to play a song earlier, and Facebook said, they're little bots. They have algorithms, if you will. They picked it up right away, and they said, you cannot play copyrighted material on your radio program. Even though you have a license, we don't care. We don't want to keep up with that kind of crap. We don't care what you have. So, yeah, he was born May 18th.
Which makes him a few months earlier than you.
Yeah, which makes him older than me.
Yes, he does. Yeah. Yes, it is.
But he looks better than I do.
Yes, he does.
Actually, his child's name was Jennifer. Did you say Jennifer?
I never said Jennifer.
Yeah, well, Jennifer was his little girl.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. He's worth $300 million. Only.
Well, then why would you live in a $4 million shack?
I mean, I know, right? Aren't you supposed to, put a quarter of your income towards your household expense? Well, he has that big ranch. He's a ranching guy. He was born and raised
He's
on
a Texan
He's a real cowboy. A singing cowboy, like Roy Rogers.
Yeah. Who likes to do Cavender commercials in San Antonio, if you knew. With the Cavender brothers?
Cavender.
The
car people. The car people.
Car people, yeah. He does car commercials.
Those corny truck commercials he does, yeah. Well, I think they're friends.
They are. They act like they're friends.
I think they give him, I think they comp him pickup trucks and stuff is what I think.
Yeah.
As demos.
In exchange for cash.
Yeah. You know what? That's a good idea. Say, okay, here's George gets a free demo. Any truck he wants. Of course, he gets top-of-the-line truck. And then after he puts 5,000 miles on it, which is the normal mileage for a demo, right? They bring the truck back from George and say, George Strait drove this truck for 5,000 miles. You know how fast that would sell?
Oof. You know how fast
it would
sell.
Full sticker price. If they,
it's not used anymore.
That's so smart. We gave this truck to George Strait. He drove it for 5,000 miles, and now it's for sale. You want to buy it?
And we can document it.
He sat in the seat. His ass was in the seat for 5,000 miles. Yeah, right?
His fingers
There's
clutched.
some women that would be opening the driver's side door, smelling the seat.
Yeah, his fingers clutched the steering wheel for 5,000 miles.
That's just a horrible thing to say.
Well, no, it's It's a fact.
Smelling his seat.
Smelling his seat. Yeah, come on, man. Like he's flatulent or something? Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah. No, I'm not getting at that. No, you don't get it. Just forget about it.
I get it.
You don't get it. What is the word?
There's something else I'd like to talk about you that, not talk about you, but talk about that's interesting in the world of sports. Everyone has heard about the UCLA 3 players that were on a goodwill mission to China who got arrested for shoplifting at a high-end store in China. It was a Louis Vuitton store. But
all the Chinese had cameras. Oh, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen?
Well, the irony here is these guys are ripping off Louis Vuitton items, purses, whatever.
Sunglasses.
Whatever. They were ripping these things off that they can get.
Why would a basketball player rip off a purse? They were sunglasses.
Okay, they were sunglasses. They were items.
Well, here we go again with what I said before.
Then they can buy on the black market in Los Angeles that are made in China for a fraction of the price. I mean, that's irony, folks. I mean, why steal in China what you can buy in L.A. for less? That's made in China. And he only got suspended, Jay.
Suspended from what? Basketball?
Yeah.
Or school?
From school.
Oh, well. Yeah, but don't say they were all black either.
Well, we won't say that.
Oh, no, don't say that. No. And don't thank Trump for getting your ass out of a crack that you would have got normally 10 years for. That's what you get for shoplifting in China, by the way, is they give you 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't call Donald Trump and thank him, Mr. Cool Black Guys, Mr. Cool Black Basketball Players that steal sunglasses. No, screw them. You know what? Here's the deal. You know, it's okay for a black comedian to come at me and make fun of my white ass and this and that, but don't you do it.
Right.
Don't you do it. Oh, my, no, you're a racist if you do it. That's bullshit.
Well,
you know, and now the press is so we can't call him out. Well, I'm calling you out. How's that? What are you going to do to me?
Well, I know this is totally speculative on my part, but apparently they thought they could get away with China. They could get away with in China what they usually get away with in America.
Yeah, well, they don't get away with it in China because let me tell you something, and this is a fact. They profile in China. You get 3 tall black basketball players walk into that kind of shop in China, they're watching. They are watching you.
Yeah, their eyes are trained on you.
Because you got a reputation for that shit. That's a fact. You don't like the facts? Then turn the radio program off. I don't care. So anyway.
Well, that's all I have on that.
So our white man president said, hey.
Cut him some slack.
And don't drink coffee over your microphone. And if you do, let me know and I'll turn. I can hear you. You're just learning, but that's okay. Yeah, so don't call President Trump and say, he even tweeted about it. He goes, I didn't even get a phone call, a thank you or anything. Yeah, they just come back, they don't say anything to the press and everything like that. They should be suspended. They should be thrown out of school forever and never ever, seriously. Because your actions in life have consequences. And that's the problem these days. Everybody seems to get a second chance. A second chance. And then a third chance. And then a fourth chance. And then on and on and on. And you never figure it out. You just go through life thinking you're entitled like these assholes. Stealing in a Chinese, what was the name of the place?
Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton. Now, I don't even go into a Louis Vuitton because I can't even afford one of the pair of sunglasses. What does a pair of sunglasses and Louis Vuitton cost? $200 or $300?
Minimum. I mean, Ray-Bans are 150.
So you got three these guys 6'5", 6'7", black guys walk all together, walking into Louis Vuittons in China,
right next to their hotel.
Yeah, right next to their hotel. And you don't think those people are going to be going, oh, let's watch these guys. Oh, looky. Also, let's watch these guys. Yeah, and guess what?
Well, they're used to getting away with it in America, is the bottom line.
How do you figure that? Everything's got cameras on it now. I mean, you, look here in Laredo. You steal a pack of gum in H-E-B, and they got you on Pro 8 News that night. Do you know this girl? Have you seen this girl?
Picture of you walking in the parking lot.
Oh, no kidding. Do you know this girl? Or in a, somebody leaves us. I've seen little clips, film clips of people walking into convenience stores. Like Stripes. I saw one time a lady left her. She left her sunglasses, or was it her wallet or sunglasses or something, and she forgot to pick it up when she paid for her goods. Oh, it's her cell phone. And she left, and she came right back 5 minutes later, and her cell phone was gone. So they rolled the cameras back. And the police went out there, and they took the clip, and they took it to, I don't know how they do this, but Pro 8 News got a hold of it. Oh, the police turned it into them, because now they're looking for the person that stole the phone. I mean, these cops down here, they're after your ass if you steal something, okay? We don't mess around. So anyway, they show this on Pro 8 News, and you remember the one with the guy leaving Walmart with the with a big screen TV
and the shopping cart
and the shopping cart. Do you know this guy? I mean, you can't get away.
Have you seen this man?
If you steal something and they know you stole something and they got a video of you, they're going to put it on. It doesn't matter if it's a pack of gum, a damn cell phone, or whatever. Why should the Laredo Police Department care if you got your cell phone stolen? But they do. And they're going to try to get it back for you. And here you are walking out of the convenience store. You're the one that took the phone, and there's your face.
Your bright, shiny face
and
right
people,
there.
And people can't wait to make a phone call.
Yeah.
They can't wait. They're going, I know her. I've been waiting to get back at that bitch for years.
Yeah, he goes to my church.
Yeah, all right. That's funny. Studio number 441-1040. Nobody calling this morning. That's fine. But we do have a lot of people. You know what? How many people we had to hit on our program yesterday, James? Over 1,400.
Well, great.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry, 1,679.
Well, we're growing, man. Growing.
1,679, and nobody knows about this radio program except people that look at Facebook. Well, they're the only people that know about it. So we are growing, and once again, we are a community watchdog. We are here for you. I love to do satire. I like to make people laugh, and I'm not a racist or anything like that. But I don't know why people just don't tell it like it is. Come on.
Well, sometimes
when I first heard that story about China, three basketball players from UCLA, I go, oh, I wonder.
Whoa, I wonder.
Let me think. Ding, dong, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong, dong,
yeah,
ding, dong.
The theme from Jeopardy is
and
going
nobody
through your
ever
mind.
said three black. Now they used to, but they don't anymore.
Right.
So now when you see them come off the plane in Los Angeles, now you go, oh, God, do I win a prize or what? So anyway, I mean, how stupid can you get? How stupid? You think you're going to pull the crap over the Chinese? Are you kidding me? And I'll tell you another person. I'll tell you another outfit you don't steal from. You don't steal from Indians from the Middle East.
Okay, well, you could say.
Oh no!
Okay, I know what you mean. No.
Oh no! Oh no! You go into their store. I don't care what color you are. They are very strict about. But because it's done in their country so much that if you're a merchant, that you're a retailer, you watch your store, you watch everybody that goes in there.
They're very attuned to their customers.
Oh, yeah. And they got cameras everywhere. And they got cameras everywhere now. You can't get away with anything anymore. Those shoplifting days are kind of over with, I would think. Look at H-E-B. I mean, they got all the cameras on the makeup aisle.
Well, that's the out of 10 months out of
Girls
the year.
stealing lipstick and powder? What are they stealing?
10 months out of the year, the number one shrinkage item in grocery stores.
You would know that.
Is cosmetics. Yeah, because I used to be in the business.
Is it really that important?
10 months out of the year. And the other 2 months out of the year, we're approaching the Christmas season, and their number one pilferage item is high-end meats. Believe it or not.
Meats.
High-end meats. Steaks.
Oh, steaks?
High-end steaks
you
and
put
stuff
a
like
steak
that.
down your pants or what?
You want extra meat in your pants, I guess. I don't know.
No, but that's how they would have to do it, right? I mean, unless you had a big purse or something.
Right. But now they put sensors under the barcode of the steak that
They put the sensors under the meat.
They put the sensors under the plastic that they wrap the meat in.
Well, I'll tell you what. You know, it's illegal for them to, even if a sensor blows off when you walk out, it goes.
They don't do anything.
They can't stop you.
Right.
So, and all thieves know that if it has a sensor on it, which a lot of things do, like aspirin, a lot of things have sensors on them now. What you do is you just wait till like 3 or 4 people walk out, and you walk out with them at the same time.
You linger around.
You wait
But,
till...
if you'll notice, Jay, that H-E-B, even in San Antonio, they don't have those sensor things
They don't
at the
work.
door.
They don't work.
That they have at Walmart, for instance.
Well, I think they do. I think they did, or maybe they don't.
Really
Maybe they don't anymore. But
don't
those
anymore.
sensors are a joke. You know, I mean, all you got to do is wait for like 3 or 4 people and just walk out with them at the same time. What are they going to do? Go like, everybody stop, hands up,
Hold it,
spread them,
and then a spotlight shines.
and you know the lawsuit you would have if you stop somebody, accuse them of shoplifting and they weren't shoplifting. Hey man, that's 20, 30 grand right there.
That makes the lawyer salivate.
That's 20, 30 grand right there, baby. You accused me of, embarrassed me in front of all the public. You accused me of shoplifting, and I ain't got nothing on me. I got your ass.
Your ass is mine.
You're worth. Hey, if anybody ever does that to you, you know this. You got 20, 30,000 coming.
I'll see you in court.
That's settling out of court. Now you got to give your lawyer. You got to give that snake lawyer of yours about a third. That's funny.
But still, 67% of something is better than 0 of nothing.
That's funny. That's funny. And everything in a, by the way, especially a grocery store, they all have their little markup. Maybe
it's built in. It's shrinkage built in.
Why do you like to interrupt me?
I'm just telling you, I used to be in the business. I know.
Well, I know, yeah, but it's all built in. You're getting real comfortable with this radio thing, aren't you?
I'm trying.
Yeah, well.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, Jay.
Yeah, you did. It's okay.
It's all part of the profit margin.
That's okay. What else you got? You got anything else in sports?
Well, I just want to remind
you got any
good
high
folks,
school stuff going on around here? Or
well,
what?
yeah, I want to remind everybody what we talked about yesterday. The Alexander Bulldogs are on the road in McAllen tonight against Rowe.
Against what?
R-O-W-E, Rowe.
Rowe.
They are McAllen Rowe.
What is that? Rowe.
It's the name of the school in McAllen.
Rowe?
R-O-W-E, Rowe.
Why is your right arm still like hanging there? No, but it's hang. You just let it hang like this. You've been using your left arm for a long time. You're letting it hang, and I'm just telling you that if you let it hang, it ain't ever going to get better. He broke his collarbone.
I'm trying.
He broke his collarbone, and now he don't want to use his arm because he's favoring his other arm more, and you're right-handed. See, I'm just worried about you.
Well, thank you.
Well, no.
But in other news...
Tell him that all the time. He doesn't pay attention.
In other news, in terms of the playoffs tonight, we have the Bruni Badgers will play the Flatonia Bulldogs tonight in playoff action.
Who's that? Flatonia.
It's a city near here.
No, well, we don't care
But
about.
Bruni is a local. They're a Webb County school.
Oh, they are?
Yes, they are.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Well, guess what you know now.
Bruni High School?
That's correct. Bruni Badgers.
Sorry, guys.
The Badgers.
Sorry, you think I'd have known that after 14 years.
One would imagine.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I never had the opportunity or the time to go out to these that's why you're here. You should go to some of these games, and you should meet some of these coaches. And
Well, there is no high school
then when
playoff game here tonight. There is one here Friday night.
People love people on the radio that know what they're talking about. Now, when they want to know what's going on as far as local politics, they like listening to me because I spin it, I satire it, I just roll it all up and spit it all out. You know?
Well,
but what I say is the truth, even though I try to be funny about it in some situations.
Right. Well, tomorrow night, Zapata is playing Somerset at Shirley Field right here in town.
Shirley, you know where Shirley Field is?
I'm sure you can tell me.
Yeah, let's see. But you need to go over there.
I've never been there, Jay.
I told you 3 weeks. Go over there.
Okay.
I told you to go see the
I'd
girls.
like to go see that game.
Okay, well,
Zapata Somerset.
Let's see Willie. Will James, go see that game. Well, I'm telling you, man, if you want to do sports, man, you got to know what you're talking about because these people are very much into tune with their kids going to high school. They know what's going on.
Yes.
And if they think really seriously, if they don't think you know what you're talking about, they won't listen to this program. That's the biggest turnoff in the world is to listen to a bunch of misinformation. Not that you're doing that.
No, I'm doing my best.
No, you're not doing that yet. But it would be get some coaches in here and talk to them. You know, say, hey, coach, I'd like you to get on the program and come over and talk to you about what your program is at your high school, and see how you're doing. People love that. So
the people love that, or the coaches love that.
They both love it.
Okay.
They both love it. You know, when I invite people over onto this radio program, 99% of them will come. And if they're politicians running for office, and they don't want to come,
there's consequences.
There's consequences to that. Because you will be called out every day that you do not want to be transparent with the public. You don't want to answer their questions and all this other kind of stuff. So, of course, they would want to come. I don't ask wussy questions either. I vet these people not like KGNS, not like the Laredo Morning Times where they stand them up and, okay, you have 30 seconds to answer this question.
When you see the red light go on, you have to stop.
Yeah, we don't do that here.
No.
We just get down. We get down into your personality and your personal life, the whole 9 yards. So we have District 1, District 2, District 3. Alex Perez is termed out, thank God. Charlie San Miguel is termed out. So we got 4 city council seats available. Of course, I think both of these guys, Charlie San Miguel and Mr. Perez, will run for something else. See, they can't just serve in one position and then go about their merry way and live out the rest of their lives and leave us alone. They have to continually suckle off the teat of the government, of the taxpayer, I should say, because they can't go out in the private sector and make it on their own. Well, Charlie San Miguel can. Okay. I guess because he does. But most of these guys, here we go with the word most, they can't do it. They had to, like, I'll give you an example, like Raul Salinas, he has to suckle or he starves. He's been suckling off the federal government all his life. And then he suckled off of us for 8 years. And now he's probably lying there in bed going, what am I going to do? I can't get a job. I'm too old in the private sector. So he'll be raising his, you watch. Mark my word. He'll be running for something. We don't know what it is. Last time it was county treasurer. Well, we don't know what it is, but he'll be running for something. And I'll be over here running against him.
Come January, that's a pretty positive.
Oh, they're starting to come out now. Have you seen the signs out? There's one lady that's got a sign out. She's running for county clerk. I can't remember her name, but I was driving down Calle del Norte on my way to the Embassy Suites, and there she was, a big 4x8 sticking on the side of the fence. Some lady, some good-looking lady, is running for county treasurer, or no, something county clerk, county treasurer. I don't remember which one. I mean, I was speeding, by the way. And don't speed on Calle del Norte. I got a ticket on Calle del Norte. You think I would have learned my lesson already?
Well, I got a ticket on
from
Del
a
Mar.
motorcycle cop. Yeah, from a motorcycle cop.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't mess.
I was doing 30 miles, 43 and a 30 on a 4-lane street.
Yeah, don't mess around. That's by design. Now let me tell you about the Calle del Norte. They have that one little area between McPherson and 35 that goes in from 4-lane.
You're talking about Del Mar.
I'm talking. What did I say?
Calle del Norte.
No, I'm talking about Del Mar. Yeah, you're right. Thank you. Del Mar. That's where you got your ticket, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but that's that's a big time trap over there, because it merges into two-way street.
Yes, it does.
And it only merges into a two-way street for maybe 4 or 5 blocks or something, and then it goes back into a 4-way.
But it remains 30 miles an hour.
But it remains 30 miles an hour. Instead of making it 40 when it's 4-lane, they keep it at 30 all the way through. That way they can write more tickets. That's a ticket trap.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And our local public officials should be ashamed of themselves for allowing that to happen.
It's a financial fountain.
Well, they only get 25% of their tickets.
Still, it's a fountain of cash that they probably otherwise wouldn't get.
And I don't think that the current chief of Trevino, I don't think he's a good guy. I don't think that he is one that has a quota or any of that makes his men go out. You got a quota. I don't think he's that way.
Well,
I think you just screwed up, is what I think. I think you were speeding like faster than 30, faster than 40.
I was going 43.
43. Oh well, what did you expect was going to happen to you?
Well, I thought it was a 40-mile thing.
Well, I told you, man. Before you came down here, I tried to warn you, man. I said these guys write tickets,
and
that's what they do.
Let me tell you something about quotas. Anybody that tells you that any city doesn't have a quota on traffic tickets is lying, because when they create the budget at the beginning of the year, they have a special section of expected revenue from traffic tickets. And if they don't get that revenue from traffic tickets, they are under budget. They're at a deficit. And so they have to write a certain amount of tickets to meet the expected revenue.
Yeah, well, that's for idiots like Webb County that project a certain amount of money from a certain entity and inject it into a budget, which is totally nonsense. And see, Webb County does that with oil wells. They think they're going to get so much tax money from oil wells, and then the industry goes boom,
right?
Kaboom, rather, and then they don't get that, and now they're in the crapper again. So here's a couple of questions for you. Can you explain to us why it's so expensive to live in this shitty town?
Well, don't say shitty.
Well, that's what I'm reading.
You're
reading a comment. If you would pay attention, you would know what I'm doing. My listeners pay more attention than you do. I said I'm reading comments, so I'm reading a comment. Okay, so now I'm reading a comment. God, why do I have to continually get on your ass? Is it a brotherly thing, or am I too mean, or is it me? Or
you didn't say you're reading comments. You were just looking at the screen.
I said I got comments here I want to read, but you're not paying attention because you're into your own little envelope.
I can't see your screen.
No, but you can hear my voice. So anyway, I said I'm reading comments now. Do you want me to play it back for you? Can you explain why it is so expensive to live in this shitty town? Well, number one, even though I complain about a lot of things about Laredo as far as the government is concerned, I don't consider Laredo a shitty town per se because of one simple reason, because I like it so much because it's very friendly and very family oriented. So that is but you do make a valid point on why it's so expensive to live in this town. Well, the reason why it's so expensive to live in this town is because you have a bunch of Democrats that are running it. Now, Democrats normally love taxes. I mean, that's just a given. But the Democrats on the border really love to steal as much as they can from you via taxation. That's why they wanted to put a $3 tax on road maintenance fee to go on your water bill. Is that insane or not? So, yeah, it is very expensive. We are like the third most taxed county in the how many counties in Texas?
200 something.
Google it. We are the third most taxed property tax county in the state of Texas. The highest. Why? There's no quality of life here as far as what other municipalities have. You know, there's no Riverwalk, there's no Shamu, and there's no Fiesta Texas, and there's no big water parks, and there's nothing to do here for the kids. It's a shame. So yeah, we have one industry here.
254.
254. That's a lot. So you have 254 counties, and we're like the third most, the highest in property tax. That's a shame. And I was saying we don't have. Well, I mean, what do we have to show for it? We have a $750 million budget or something around there. We get $50 million a year, $55 million a year from bridge revenue. Where does that money go? That's free money. And we have the highest sales tax all the way up to the maximum level as far as the state of Texas will allow us to have. Where's all this money going? Do you see any water parks? Do you see... Oh, we have...
Entertainment. Where's the entertainment? Like sports teams.
Well, they all come and go because they can't stand to do business with these people here. We've had a lot of sports teams here that have come and gone. We can't have any consistency in anything. So, yeah, I dig your comment, but as far as, wouldn't it be wonderful if we had a good government that actually spent our money wisely and living in a community of people that are just, they let their guard down because they trust these guys to do the right thing. And ladies and gentlemen, we have grown despite ourselves. We couldn't help but grow. We couldn't help that. Being the largest inland port in the United States, we couldn't help that. So you have all these companies that come here, retail companies mostly, no manufacturing. The only thing we have one egg in our basket, and that's the transportation industry. Oh, okay. If you want to call the government and law enforcement, that's two eggs in our basket. But I had a truck driver tell me one time. He said, if it wasn't for us truck drivers, this would be a taco stand in the middle of the desert, Jay. I mean, that's what he told me. And I quote, unquote, not verbatim, quote, unquote. Yeah. So I dig what you're saying, and I appreciate that comment. I really do. What else do we have here? Can you explain to us why the local government here, this is going down a little bit, is so non-transparent? That was yesterday. Well, they're used to being non-transparent. They love being non-transparent. They don't want to answer to you or anybody else. The KGNS doesn't ask them any tough questions. I see here, LMT doesn't ask them any tough questions. They like being non-transparent. They hate it when I'm back in town, by the way. I hear that all the time. Oh, Jay's back? Jesus, man. He's going to start talking about it.
Crap. We thought we got rid of him.
Man, I thought that guy was gone. He was gone for like 2.5 years. Now he's back again. Just imagine the frustration in one's mind when, I go down to help take care of Mom for 2 years, and then she passes away. So I have 2 years. I come back, and I'm on the air for 2 years with 99.3. Then my dad becomes non-ambulatory. I go back to San Antonio, take care of him for 2.5 years. And now I come back again. I just don't quit.
It's like a bad cold.
I just don't quit. And not to mention that I've been fired 3 times from radio stations here in Laredo. 3 times. And I just get right back up and dust my ass off, and I find a way. And now I found another way, and I really like this way better than any way. I'm so excited about this radio program. I don't want to do terrestrial radio ever again. I want, if you can make it on a podcast and internet radio, if you have the listeners, and I think we're going to have the listeners. Oh, by the way, that lady's name is Melissa Joy Hinojosa Garcia. That's a long name. And she is running for county court. She is running for county court at law. Oh, she's a judge. She wants to be a judge. I thought she was running. I briefly saw the sign. I thought she was running for county court clerk. But she's actually, it looks like she's a judge. Melissa Joy Hinojosa Garcia is her name. Okay. Is that the one with the special election because Chewy got knocked off? Is that part of that deal? Maybe we should call her in and talk to her. Is she running against that Vidiel fella? You remember that guy Vidiel? The one that Judith Zaffarini is supporting? I'm getting a note here in a second, so I'll get it together here. Melissa Joy Hinojosa Garcia. She's got her 4x8s out there. Yes, she is running against Victor Vidiel. Yeah, that's the guy. Well, let me tell you something about, just in general, about how I feel about this. I like women judges.
Because they're easier on you?
No, they're smarter and they're more fair. They're more compassionate. But they're not. They're a lot. Many of them are no nonsense. I mean, look what's all over the TV. Judge Judy. Have you ever seen her? I love that show.
Oh, she can be a real.
All the judges they have on these reality shows are primarily female. They tried males years ago, but
Judge Wapner's the one that opened the door for that whole genre.
Yeah. So anyway, Melissa Joy. And I'll be honest with you, I really like Judith Zaffarini. I've always gotten along with her and everything like that, but I don't like her supporting someone that her husband, who's an attorney, works with on a daily basis. You know what I mean? I don't like, that's to me is, it's a conflict of interest. Exactly. Carlos Zaffarini, who's a fine lawyer, is palling up to this judge, or he's a current judge. He's an interim judge, Victor Vidiel, who took Chewy's place because he got in some kind of trouble. And so I just don't like that. So I would vote for Melissa.
When can we be eligible to vote in this area?
Well, first you have to register to vote.
Well, yeah, but when are we going to do that?
Why are you asking me that on public radio?
I'm just asking. I'd like to vote for it too.
It's none of your business when I'm going to vote, how I'm going to vote. But as far as will I be there to vote? The answer to that question is hell yes.
Yes.
Now, I am unfortunate I wasn't here long enough to get to vote for the jail. But I did enough raising hell about that, so I'm not too much worried about. He lost by 72%. How ridiculously funny is that?
That's a shellacking, baby.
I mean, I'd be going like, if I were you, Martine, I'd be worried about becoming sheriff next time around. You can't put that together. And the only reason why you lost that is because you weren't transparent. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? I mean, you're the one. You're the pitch man. You were elected to be sheriff. You're the one that should have got behind the podium and said, "Hey, I need this jail, and this is what we want to do." But you never did that.
A, B, C, and D.
A, B, C, and D. Unless you hired some hitman, some front man from Austin to come down here and promote this thing for you, and he lost his ass. Well, anyway, Melissa Joy Hinojosa Garcia. Can we get her in the show? Aaron, could you give her a call? She doesn't have to pay us like other people.
No, free of charge.
Free of charge. We don't charge politicians any money to come in here and run for office. We don't take your money. Yes, we will get her. We will get her in here. So if you're wanting to run for office, and just give us a call at 441-1040. We'll schedule an appointment with you. I know there'll be a lot. You practically, and it's been this way for years. You can't be elected here in Webb County or the city of Laredo without coming through here first. Because if you don't want to come in here and tell us what your platform is, and tell us why you're running, and tell us a little bit about you so that we can get to know you on a more personal level, then I'm going to talk about you every day and how bad you suck. That's what I'm going to do. So all we want you to do is be honest as you can be, and come in here and tell us a little bit about you so the people can make up their mind. Tell us what your platform is, and then we'll hold you accountable. That's what Watchdog, by the way, that's what we do here. We have everything recorded. You said you were going to try to do this and do that and do that. And then we go back and we start watching you in office. And if you don't perform like you said you were going to perform, then we start pitching a bitch, so to speak. What do you got going on there, James? What are you reading?
I'm just looking around on the internet for something to say. That's all.
Oh, you're going to do your show prep now?
No, I've already done my show.
No, you haven't. You've done your show prep about like what I did yesterday. Zero. I've been trying to I got cameras to put up here now. Look, I got new cameras. Pretty soon pretty soon they're going to.
I thought you didn't want to do the video thing.
I'm going to do the video, all right. I don't want to do the video, but I'm going to do the video because I'm being told that you got to do the video. People like the video. Does everybody like the video out there? Do you want the video on this show or not? Let's see here. Let's take a little tabulation. The question is, would you like video? Oh, okay. Aaron talked him into doing the video. Well, it's pretty common sense that everybody likes to look at the video, right? When people are talking. I'm a radio guy. I'm not a video guy, but I'll do the video. But here's the stipulation that you didn't know about. I have a wide angle Logitech camera, and we have close-up cameras too for the candidates, okay? But this one will fit in the corner of the room, and it will give the whole room. So it's when it's filming me or shooting me, you can see me talking behind the microphone, but I'll be like 20 feet away. Oh, no, I mean, not 20 feet away, 15 feet away. No zoomy action.
You're going to actually have to dress now. You can't wear a T-shirt.
No, bullshit. I'm going to be who I am, always. Always. I'm not going to pretend for anybody. Why would I want to do that? Why would I have to get dressed up?
No, not dressed up. Just, something other than a T-shirt.
What's wrong with this T-shirt?
Nothing's wrong with the T-shirt, I guess. I mean,
why be a phony? I mean, like Jerry Garza, he wears a when he's on Pro 8 News,
he has to wear a suit and tie.
Why don't you shut up and listen?
Go ahead.
You know, Jerry Garza, he wears a nice coat and a tie and a shirt, but when he sits down, he's got blue jeans on and tennis shoes.
Well, they don't see him below the desk.
That's right. But that's being a phony.
Many people do that. Actually.
I know that, but that's being a phony. I don't like that. But that's what they do. That's what newscasters do. They wear a suit on the top and they wear blue jeans on the bottom. The tennis shoes.
Does that mean you get half-price suits at your local retailer?
It's not being a phony, really. It's just kind of silly. I think it's kind of silly.
I want a suit, but I only want the top.
Yeah. Yeah, just dress up for your audience. I want what you see is what you get with me, my friend. All right, our studio number once again. You need to put this in on your cell phone. Our studio number 441-1040. And because I know once the program kicks off and really gets going, then a lot of people are going to be calling in. As a matter of fact, I do know that. I think this program is going to be very successful because I'm up for it. You know, I'm not drinking anymore. I'm totally sober all the time. I mean, not that I was drinking that much before, but I don't even drink at all anymore. I despise it. And the most important thing, by the way, that's in the LMT this morning is from Thursday, November 16th, which is today. It's the opening of a new McDonald's at 4717 San Bernardo Avenue.
A new McDonald's?
Yeah. And the doors open at 8 p.m., and Big Macs are only 99 cents from 8 p.m. to midnight. And they're going to have kids events from 6 to 10. That's at 4717 San Bernardo, and I do that as a public service announcement because, and the fact that McDonald's is one of my favorite restaurants of all time.
Well, don't expect a check from Ronald McDonald.
Well, this is Ronald has nothing to do with this. This is a
I know
franchise company, but the guy that owns the McDonald's, I don't remember his name here locally in town. I think he owns all of them, but he does a good job. I mean, you know. Except, you know, and you can expect this in Laredo. If you go up to the drive-thru and they start speaking to you in Spanish. Have you had that happen to you
yet? Mucho times.
Mucho. How's your Spanish coming along?
Muy bueno.
Muy bueno.
Sí.
Oh, boy.
I had a working knowledge of it already, Jay.
Yeah, I know that, but now you said you were all excited about really learning it. I said, well, you're not going to learn Spanish in Laredo. You might learn Spanglish or Tex-Mex, but you ain't going to learn like true Hispanic, Castilian Spanish.
Well, yeah, that's what they teach in college.
Oh, no, and people come here from Mexico. They laugh at these guys.
The folks with white skin and blue eyes.
They understand. Yeah. You know, here's the deal. Just so long as you understand. You understand what I'm trying to say.
If you can get the gist of what they're talking about.
And like I hate my brother correcting me on my choice of words sometimes or the way I say them because he knows what I'm talking about. Doesn't that bug the shit out of you when somebody goes, no, that's not how you say that? Well, I'm 65 years old. That is how I say that. From now on, for the rest of my life, that's how I say that. And so just, you know, when I'm talking to somebody and I want to go get a haircut and the lady only speaks Spanish, I point at my head because I'm in there. She cuts hair. I point at my hair.
And you say pelo?
And I say haircut. And she goes, sí. And I sit down and I get a haircut.
Are you going to get one today because you need one?
I know I need one.
I got one yesterday.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we got about 7 minutes away from the top of the hour. Here's a guy that was at the city hall the other day, the city council meeting, and this is the kind of stuff I was telling you about earlier, where I actually listen to the city council meetings and I record them all, and I just take bits and pieces that are what I call impactful sound bites. Did I say that right?
You said that correctly, sir.
Okay, thank you. So here's one that I thought was great. But this is the kind of stuff that I look for when a city council meeting is in progress.
Good evening, Councilman, Mayor, Frank Castillo for the record. Just want to mention a couple of things. issue after issue. We keep getting it here at City Council. It's unbelievable. Honestly, it is. To me, it is. I believe in good government, and what I'm seeing here is everything from no lateral violence, FBI investigations, Mercy Hospital, release of confidential information. One thing I do know is Laredo deserves better. This would be a genuine time to change, to show our community that you mean what you say, that you want proactive, progressive change, that you want to bring. Just recently in the Beyond the Headlines program that I watch on Pro 8 News, I noticed that the CEO of the International Bank of Commerce even commented about how difficult it is to work with city government, that he thought that a change was needed, a change in attitude, in culture, to become more inclusive, to bring the business community in.
That's what I'm looking for. And you said you couldn't hear it in the beginning?
No, I could not.
You know why?
That's okay.
So here's the deal. You've been wearing your headphones for all this time that you've been here.
Because I can hear you because you talk loud.
Yeah, you can hear me, but not through the headphones. But you're wearing the headphones. That's okay.
Yeah.
Because you have good hearing. I don't. So that's why that's why I got this monitor. So you have your own monitor to where you can adjust your own hearing. You know where the knobs are,
Yes.
right? Okay. Well, that's good.
Well, I didn't know you were going to play a soundbite either. But that's okay.
Well, you don't have to wear your headphones if you don't want to.
It's
not necessary.
It makes me feel important.
It does? I hate wearing them. Okay, so there's that guy. So see, you see my point here with the sound bites? Here's another one that I got that I want you to listen to. Here it is.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council.
Welcome, sir.
Brothers. A couple of weeks ago, I think it's in late September, you guys voted to increase the lift program for the Metro for the disabled and elderly. I think it's a very wrong decision. I think that there's a lot of people like me that lives in Social Security are making day by day struggles. I don't think it's right because there's a lot of elderly people that don't have cars. They depend on the transportation. There's disabled people, like disabled veterans, disabled regular people that have to go to dialysis, have to go to doctor's appointments, and that's the only transportation they have. Now, take consideration, City Council, Mayor, do what's right. Do what's right. Have consideration on these people. How would you like it if you would be in that position? How would you like that? You were in that position. They were making it day by day, getting a check every month, and have to pay bills, have to pay food, have to pay, clothing, and then you have to pay transportation, go up to 175 to 350. I don't think it's right. So do the right thing. If you already went into that, change it. Thank you. Have a nice evening. God bless you.
That's the audience. That's the audience clapping, okay? But did you hear, let me tell you how much, wait a minute. Back off. Did you hear these city councilmen talking to each other as this man was trying to make his presentation, his 3-minute comment presentation? This is exactly what I'm talking about when I said they don't give a shit what you have to say. They have to allow you, by rule, a 3-minute stench if you sign up and you want to bring up an issue. Okay? But does that mean they listen to you or they want to listen to you? No, they don't want to listen to you. Yeah, if they like what you say, they'll even let you go over 3 minutes. At least Raul Salinas did. I don't know if Pete does that. But, yeah. Did you hear them talking while the guy was trying to make a presentation? Like, God, this guy's annoying. What is he? God, and let me ask you another question. No, don't let me finish, James.
Okay.
Look, you have to understand the protocol here. When I want you to talk, you can tell that I want you to talk because I'm going to look at you.
Okay.
All right. And other than that, I don't want you to interrupt me. Okay. Don't interrupt me. Now, where was I?
You were talking about how they talk below their breath.
Yeah, below their breath, and that's the way they do it. That's how they roll. That expression. And anyway, when you interrupt me, you make me lose my train of thought, and that's not good.
Sorry.
That's okay. You're learning, and I understand that. But and then let me ask you another question. Did they go ahead and say, yeah, well, we'll think about the bus fee for old people and crippled up people that use the bus to go to the doctor every day? A lot of them go to the doctor every day, or a doctor every day. When you get really old, you wind up with, like, when you're 85, 90 years old, you wind up with 5 different doctors, okay? That's the way it is. So did they say, okay, we're going to keep it at $1.75 and not raise it to $3.50? No, they didn't say that. They raised it. They raised these old people who don't live on Social Security, who live on a fixed income, and can't afford that kind of money. Do you realize raising it from $1.75 to $3.50? I want you to calculate how much money that is a month times 12. Way over $1,000 a year.
It's not like they said, okay, we're going to take this under consideration.
And then they come at you and want a $3 road maintenance fee tacked onto your water bill. You talk about, does this not ring a bell as to where we are financially? Does this not tell you something as far as what's to come? So I say, thank God for Watchdog programs, all 3 or 4 of you that are here in the city of Laredo. And believe me, you guys are more than welcome to come onto this radio program yourself anytime you want. Because this is going to be, and has been always, the benefit of having a radio station. And I just can't tell you how important that is.
Yeah, it's for the common good, for crying out loud.
Yeah, so we got to get, let's get with the program. And I think I had a pretty good show today. Sometimes you bring out, I will say one thing about you, James, or anybody that comes in here. You make me feel like you're interested in Laredo. And when I feel like people are interested in moving along and making progress, that gets me excited. So I'm excited about this radio program. I want you to be excited about this radio program. And what I really need for you to do is I need for you to, share this post and this program that we did this morning, and get your family and friends to at least listen to it one time. If they don't like it, they don't have to ever listen to it again. I understand. But I'm going to tell you, many of them will dig it. There's no other radio program like this in Laredo. There's no other news media outlet like this in Laredo. And we want to be special, and we are going to be special. And that's all I have to say about that. It is about 2 minutes after 8 o'clock. We got to get going. Don't forget to like us on our Facebook page. Like us on Laredo Citizens for Good Government. We would love to hear from you. And I thank the many of you. I can tell there's a lot of listeners because I'm getting an awful lot of friend requests. So that's good. And we'll see if we can get Melissa Joy Hinojosa Garcia to the show, who's running for county judge against Victor Villarreal. We'll get her side. I think she's the underdog because she has the queen, Judith Zaffarini, is helping Victor. But we want to be able to vet both of these people. All right, you guys have a nice day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Mañana.
And we'll be on dead air for about 2 minutes.